Hey guys, welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. It looks like Ubisoft CEO is convinced that he can unsink the Titanic. He announced a 3-year plan to revamp the AAA game publisher, and it's starting with $200 million in cost reductions. Now, I'm going to point this out. This is a very, very poor time to go on strike, but we never said that a lot of these AAA gaming employees were smart. We've got employees at Ubisoft's headquarters have gone on strike as job cuts are looming. Again, this is the worst possible time you can be a pain in the ass for your employer because it makes you so much easier to get rid of. But we'll talk about what their plan is to save Ubisoft. I don't think Ubisoft can be saved. I think the carcass will be cleaned and they'll take whatever they think is worth it. Assassin's Creed or what else they got? Rainbow Six and some other stuff, and they'll just they'll punt it over to this new Tencent company, Venture Vantage, whatever the hell it's called. We'll talk about this. This is coming from Variety. Variety got the scoop on this, not one of the video game magazines, which is very, very interesting. That it's Variety, the Hollywood paper, and not Kotaku or Polygon or something. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Okay, so Variety says on X, Ubisoft CEO explains 3-year plan to revamp game publisher through new creative house strategy. More than $200 million in cost reductions are coming. Okay, so here's the article. They have an interview with them. It says Assassin's Creed publisher Ubisoft is trying to emerge from a rocky few years. That is the understatement of the decade. A rocky few years. This company is collapsing. I mean, they are not doing well. From here, the biggest hurdle the French video game giant has to overcome is the mounting skepticism of fans and employees after disappointing or delayed releases and multiple pivots over a short period of time. They don't know what to do. I don't think they know what to do. I think that they're throwing spaghetti against the wall at this point, and really the Tencent deal was a Hail Mary pass, because if they did not go in with Tencent, this company would be toast. And they really are toast. They're just, like I said, they're picking the carcass clean, taking what they think is worth it, and kicking it over to this Tencent thing. So Ubisoft co-founder and CEO is Yves Guillemot is even facing calls from union leaders and others to step down amid the confusion caused by the company's cost-cutting moves and zigzags on strategy. They're living quarter to quarter. And they really did. They really did think that Star Wars Outlaws was going to be a huge hit for them. They really did think that Assassin's Creed Shadows was going to be a big hit for them. And they had another, free-to-play game that bombed too. I mean, they're just literally Ubisoft, your customers are telling you what they want, and you literally go in the opposite direction. And then they were sending people out to attack anyone who was critical of Star Wars Outlaws, and especially Assassin's Creed Shadows. And I believe that was a corporate thing. I think that they were hiring fixers to go out and attack YouTubers, and they were changing Wikipedia when it came to Yasuke, all this crazy stuff, trying to paint people as being, racist, bigot, misogynist, whatever, to save this multi-million-dollar, $200-300 million game, where the hell it cost, because they knew if this game failed, they were sunk, right? And I used to think it was jumping to a massive conclusion to think that these studios would deliberately smear YouTubers or smear gamers or whatever, but there is a lot of money at stake. There's a lot of money at stake. So they'll do whatever they have to do to save their ass. And when you're desperate like this and the chips are down, nothing's off the table. So yeah, I think this is definitely a case study in studios versus gamers versus their own employees, which is so wild. So the latest gambit is a massive company-wide restructure unveiled in January that will break Ubisoft into 5 creative houses, including Vantage Studios. That's one with Tencent. The company is also seeking $235 million in savings, which comes on top of multiple rounds of layoffs and studio closures earlier this year. They shut the studio down and made Star Wars Outlaws. In the below interview conducted via email this week with Variety, Guillemot, is that how it's pronounced? Revealed more about Ubisoft's plans moving forward. why he believes this new strategy will solve Ubisoft's post-pandemic woes. This time we got it figured out. How did the recent acquisition of March of Giants from Amazon come about? He said the acquisition of March of Giants was a clear opportunity and happened very organically. The March of Giants team wanted Ubisoft to be considered among the potential buyers. Yeah, they have several members of the team were part of the Rainbow Six. Okay. We're not yet a player in the multiplayer online battle arena space. That is dying, dude. There's so many other like you're going to compete with League of Legends. League of Legends is already kind of, oh my God. Okay, whatever. Entering that genre requires world-class expertise. Yeah, see also High Guard. I mean, High Guard was a shooter, but still, that space is full, right? People are playing the same games they were playing 10 years ago. I think it's stupid to try to get into that right now. I think they should focus on single player or couch play games because there's a demand for that. Just a good single player, good couch play game, I think would do wonders, but whatever. All right. For additional acquisitions, we'll remain selective. All right. How does the completion of the Tencent partnership impact Ubisoft's long-term growth strategies, particularly in Asia? All right. Tencent also backed High Guard, by the way. Tencent brings unparalleled knowledge of the Chinese ecosystem. Their expertise will help us position our brands in a way that truly resonates with local players. Mobile games, while also acting as a powerful distribution partner. We see significant potential for franchises such as Rainbow Six to scale in China to levels comparable to or even exceeding other major markets in both player base and revenue. More broadly, Tencent's investment in Vantage Studios and in Ubisoft reflect a long-term partnership approach. He's saying a whole lot of nothing. They respect our operational autonomy. Yeah, I'm sure they do. And are not involved in our governance or day-to-day management. Same time, they bring valuable industry insight and access to a strong network of leading players, money, across the global gaming industry. With Vantage now established, they said, will there be announcements on the next Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege, or Far Cry games? Do you see the pipeline for development on those franchises speeding up? We have a solid pipeline underway across Vantage Studios under the Assassin's Creed brand. Several titles are in development. Probably not a sequel to Shadows, spanning both single-player and multiplayer experiences, with the ambition to further grow a community that exceeded 30 million players last year, not on Shadows. Far Cry anticipation's high. We currently have 2 promising projects in development. Rainbow Six is coming back strongly, recently passing 2.5 million players daily. Let's see here. We have also outlined our ambitious Year 11 roadmap. It confirmed that the highly anticipated Rainbow Six Mobile will launch in February of this year, like in a week. Okay. More broadly, with Vantage Studios established, we have early evidence that our new operating model better empowers our team to be fully focused on their franchises. Well, yeah, if you're not sweating where the money's coming from, it's a lot easier to get your work done. Ubisoft has recently unveiled its AI experiment, Teammates. Are there any plans to integrate Teammates with existing Ubisoft franchises or use it for gameplay mechanics beyond development? Well, once we get rid of those pesky employees who complain about everything, the working conditions, then we can unleash the robots who aren't going to bitch about things or want to raise. Teammates reflects our commitment to concentrating on innovation that first and foremost improves the gameplay experience. Our goal is to enhance player agency and immersion. Even though the technology behind Teammates is R&D, we've already made it available to our teams who are deciding how to fit it into their vision and roadmaps. Well, good luck with that. Well, you know what? I don't think players care. I'm going to be honest. I don't think, unless it looks like shit, I don't think players care if it's AI or not. Your employees are going to complain. The gaming press is going to complain. Oh, that's why they went to Variety. Okay, so this makes a lot more sense. Yeah, because if we said that to Kotaku or to Polygon, there would be screeching. But we can go Variety, and since Hollywood's already all in on AI, we don't have to worry about getting hit over here. Ubisoft is celebrating the 30th anniversary of Rayman. I know that they brought the original back on Game Boy Color, which I thought was pretty cool. So maybe they'll do something with it. You've announced this new structure of creative houses. How would you explain the difference between these and a division or subsidiary, which Vantage was originally described as? This is so corporate. This is just a bunch of nothing. To put it simply, this transformation is about empowering our creators to deliver the best games for players. Our creative houses are designed to regroup brands built around similar player experiences and genres. Didn't Embracer Group do this too? I'm pretty sure they did. I think they had like Middle Earth and Friends. It's like, that sounds like, remember back in the 80s, they had My Little Pony and Friends. It was basically My Little Pony and all the, it used to come on after G.I. Joe, okay? Like My Little Pony, they had like all the shit that was like in the girl vertical. They just like throw it on it, like, yeah, let's throw some, what was it, like Potato Head Kids or some other shit on this show too. The weirdest thing in the 80s though with Hasbro when they used to mash up shows is Gem used to be on a boys show. I'm not even kidding. Like it was like, there were 10-minute segments and they had Gem on, I think it was like Super Sunday or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head, but they had like robotics and Bigfoot and monster trucks, right? They had cartoons for those. And then they sandwiched Gem in between the two of them. I'm like, one of these things are not like the other, but it must've worked. The only one that survived was Gem. It was so weird. I don't even know. This is just all corporate shit. Vantage is structured as a subsidiary of Ubisoft with its own legal framework and governance. Yeah, look, what they're going to do is they're going to take all the good stuff. They're going to kick it over to these houses, and then they're going to shut down what's left of Ubisoft. And what they're going to do is they're going to take all these whiny employees, trademark, and they're going to get rid of them. Right now is the worst time. If you're working at Ubisoft, right now is the absolute worst time to ask for more money or go on strike. But, you know, French are going to French, right? I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. As you prepare to announce leadership across new creative houses, will Ubisoft be undergoing layoffs? Here we go. As we announced, the $200 million in additional cost reductions will include selective restructuring across the company. Yes. That said, our primary focus for aligning the organization with our long-term goals remains disciplined workforce management, meaning prioritizing voluntary departures while carefully controlling recruitment for replacement and new roles. Translation, we're going to fire all the whiners, and the people that we hire, we're going to make sure that they're not going to go on strike at the drop of a hat, and or they're going to be robots. And that's what's really going on with the whole AI boom, and the AI is taking our jobs and this whole thing. In my opinion, companies are using it as an excuse to get rid of all the activists at the company, because people like that at Ubisoft, they were the ones who steered the ship into the iceberg when it came to Assassin's Creed Shadows, Star Wars Outlaws. I'm sure they had, they were having the whip cracked on them, from up top, like, get this game out this quarter because we need this revenue, whatever. But they made the creative decisions that tanked the games, right? So they got to go. I mean, if it were me, I'd be the same way. Like, hey, we put you in charge of the new Assassin's Creed game, and you caused one of the biggest freaking controversies on the internet because you wanted to virtue signal to Kotaku and Polygon and, Recetera and all the, what I'm saying? Reddit. You wanted Reddit to love this game. And now you've tanked our company. So, see ya. We're going to let the Chinese make Assassin's Creed Shadows games from now on, right? We're taking a range of measures to optimize the business, reducing certain expenses, adjusting or stopping projects where necessary, like Prince of Persia, improving production processes, and making more effective use of our tools. Translation, we're going to do more with AI, and we're going to focus on games that make money, and we're going to fire a bunch of you. Yeah, we want to be a more focused, agile company with stronger teams that strike the right balance between senior expertise and young talent, and who are well positioned to deliver the highest quality games. Translation, we put a bunch of know-nothings in charge of our games because, current year, and they fucked everything up, and we lost a bunch of money, and we had to sell our soul to Tencent to bail us out, and we're not going to do that again. And that's why they want him gone, because he's basically like, yeah, we're going to... That's funny. There are accusations of nepotism made when your son Charlie was appointed co-head of Vantage. 6 games were canceled in the restructuring, including Prince of Persia. What led to the cancellation? I want to know about that, because that was money in the bank, man. It said, we discontinued 6 projects that no longer align with our enhanced quality standards and portfolio focus. These include Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time remake, 4 unannounced titles, 3 of them were new IP and a mobile title. While such decisions are never easy, they allow us to concentrate on the highest potential. Okay, so what happened? Prince of Persia remains a beloved, active brand and continues to play an important role in our creative house portfolio. He didn't answer the question. Why did you cancel it? Basically, it probably wasn't coming together. Here we go. Amid recent strikes in France and Italy, how is Ubisoft addressing employee concerns in these regions while maintaining operational stability? Some Ubisoft union reps recently called for your resignation. How do you respond? I fully understand the legitimate concerns of our teams in France and around the world. Ubisoft is going through a major phase of transformation affecting our organization, operations, and culture. Changes of this scale naturally raise questions and create tension. My commitment is to listen, lead responsibly, and keep our teams engaged. At the same time, we can't ignore that we are part of an industry. Okay, he is telling you he is going to fucking fire all of you. Listen to this. This is corporate speak for your fucking toast. I know. I worked in corporate for years. You dance around the issue, right? It's for the good of the company. You're fucking fired. At the same time, we can't ignore that we are part of an industry that is more competitive and demanding than ever. Delivering at the level of quality and ambition our players expect requires strong alignment, speed of execution, and close collaboration. The decisions we are making are guided by that reality. Okay, AAA gaming is dying, and you guys are asking for more money, and you guys made a lot of the decisions that led to Ubisoft being in the position it's in right now. Yeah, it was corporate greed too, but it was a lot of dumb creative decisions. Finally, on your question about unions, wait, no, here he says, my main focus now are transformation, ensuring Ubisoft's long-term financial sustainability. You're fired. And delivering games at the highest standard. You're fired. Finally, on your questions about unions, I believe more transparency and open dialogue with our teams in all its forms, and especially in times of major change, are essential. Do what I'm telling you to do. Do what Tencent is telling you to do. Make profitable games or you're fucking fired, is what he's saying. That's what this is about. That's why he did not go to Kotaku. That's why he did not go to Polygon. He is telling you, he is telling the world, we are going to fire these people and we're going to save this company. And this is what's going on, I believe, across the board in AAA gaming right now. This is why we have so many layoffs. These companies are like, oh shit, we spent 8 or 10 years hiring and listening to these activists, these people that, you know, read the Polygons and the Kotakus and the et cetera, and they led us down the wrong path. We have lost hundreds of millions of dollars trying to be, you know, inclusive and progressive and whatever, and changing franchises and losing our existing player base. I mean, Assassin's Creed should always be money in the bank. Prince of Persia was a no-brainer. Sands of Time, that was a no-brainer, right? But these brands are damaged. Even Star Wars Outlaws, if it hadn't been so, well, I mean, come on, Star Wars. And they blamed Disney for that. They're like, yeah, the brand is damaged. But I'm like, you know what? A good Star Wars game would do well. Battlefront, there was like a resurgence in Battle. I think it was Battlefront 2 players were playing that instead of Star Wars Outlaws. So a good Star Wars game, you know, Jedi Survivor, even if the franchise is damaged overall, the movies are damaged, if the game is good, people will play it. And Star Wars Outlaws was just not good. It just wasn't good. And they rushed it out to try to get some money on the books for that quarter because they're failing, because the shit they've been putting out has not been good. And they've been listening to the wrong people, I think. And corporate greed, that's a big part of it too. So it's a multifaceted problem. But I think you're going to see more layoffs this year just across the board, because I think all of these companies are finally starting to realize, hey, the people we have working here are not good for our bottom line. They're actually costing us money they need to go. So let's couch it in such a way that, you know, it's for the good of the company, so the investors don't get whatever. It's going to be a very interesting year for AAA gaming. We're already off to a wild start with the High Guard debacle. We'll see what happens. We're going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.